it's Lindsay. I want to give you guys an update. I'm on day 6, so about halfway through the week I switched to about a raw till 4 diet, and I wanted to give you 5 reasons why I think a raw till 4 diet is a much more sustainable lifestyle than a fully raw. I still am sticking with 80-10-10. 80% of my nutrients are coming from carbohydrates, 10% from fat, and 10% from protein. And so the first reason why I think a raw till 4 diet is a much more sustainable lifestyle is for social reasons. It's really hard to, at least I think it's really hard to eat a fully raw diet and be able to go out with your family and your friends out to a restaurant, or even just sharing a meal at home. My husband is a vegan, so that helps immensely, but eating all raw, he's not really into that yet. And so just being able to still prepare a cooked meal for dinner so that the two of us can enjoy, I think that really helps, you know, on this lifestyle. So definitely a social aspect, it's a lot easier. There's still restaurants you can visit and stuff like that. So second reason why I believe that this lifestyle is a lot easier to maintain, it's not as restricting of a diet. I know they say, you know, when you're eating a fully raw diet that it's a diet of abundance and you can eat as much as you want, but I still felt really restricted because I couldn't eat any cooked food. You can't really visit a lot of restaurants. You don't have a lot of choices on what you can make necessarily. You can make pizza, you can make some of your staple foods and meals that you've always made, just make them with less salt and whole foods. The third reason why I believe that this lifestyle is better is because it's a lot easier to get your calories in. Eating a huge bowl of rice, potatoes, any of the, you know, those cooked carbohydrates, it's a lot easier to smash in the calories that way than eating a salad for dinner, because a salad for dinner is not nearly going to give you enough calories. So if you're going to have a salad for dinner, you have to smash in a bunch of fruit before dinner, and then trying to eat that big salad and getting your greens in is really hard. So yeah, I definitely think for getting my calorie sourced, I think it's a lot easier to stay carved up with raw till 4. The fourth reason why I think that this lifestyle is easier is because it's not such a huge change. And it's easier to stay motivated on this lifestyle. It's easy to eat breakfast raw. You know, everybody wakes up really thirsty in the morning, so eating a smoothie or a juice is pretty easy to do just because you're dehydrated from the night before and you really are kind of craving something liquidy. So getting the smoothie or juice in the morning is really easy. Lunch has been more of a difficult thing for me, but I found if I just tell myself, okay, drink this smoothie or eat this fruit, and if you're still hungry for something else when you're done, you can have something else. Well, and I found, you know, 9 times out of 10, I'm really not hungry for anything else after I eat that. So getting through lunch, and then also knowing that at dinner I'm going to get some of that cooked carbohydrates and going to be able to have a warm meal, because that's, you know, one of the other reasons why it's really hard with the raw diet. There's no warming foods really, and a lot of people crave that warming foods, especially in different climates. I mean, I'm in Florida here, but even in the winter I still crave, you know, warm foods. So yeah, I think it's easier to stay motivated and not fall off the wagon on this raw till 4 diet. And the fifth and final reason why I think that this diet is an easier lifestyle is because I'm not quite sure that a completely raw diet is any healthier necessarily than a raw till 4. If you look at all of the physicians out there that recommend veganism, you look at Dr. Neal Barnard, who's on the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine. He's got multiple books on diabetes, heart disease, stuff like that, and he just advocates a plant-based diet, whole foods. So eating squash, eating cooked potatoes, stuff like that, you know, he recommends that. Also, Dr. T. Colin Campbell from the China Study book. If you haven't read that book changed my life. It converted me to veganism, so definitely check that book out. I'll put a link below. He also recommends a whole foods plant-based diet. And then Dr. McDougall from the Starch Solution, who he recommends a lot, high starches. I wouldn't say his book is completely the way to follow your diet, just because he doesn't advocate a high fruit diet, which I think is important, but he advocates also, cooked starches. So a lot of these mainstream doctors and physicians that are advocating for veganism all promote whole foods, plant-based diet. So I don't necessarily, there's not really a lot of research out there on being 100% fully raw and that being a lot better than just eating a whole foods plant-based diet. So yeah, so I think for health reasons, as long as you're getting in your greens, either in your smoothies or having a side salad with your cooked dinner at night, I think as long as you're getting your greens in throughout the day and plenty of vegetables and fresh fruit, I think this lifestyle is definitely the way to go.